What's up, family? And thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Melanin Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Karina Dunn. I hope you are doing well. Y'all, it is vacation time. I am so excited because I am only a few weeks away from taking my annual family vacation, and I could definitely use the break. I've been working really hard in these past few weeks to make sure that I'm in the best shape before my vacation. But it got me to thinking about my past vacations and some of the experiences I've had with my weight and my wellness while I was on vacation. You know, if you're anything like me, you will work hard to get in shape before vacation so that you're looking fine and sleek and all the things. And then you go on vacation, have the best time, and then you come back 10 pounds heavier, right? Has that ever happened to you? Because that has happened to me many times. But that's what today's episode is all about. It's how to avoid weight gain while you are on vacation, which is so easy to do. But before we get started, you know how we do. Let's take our 30 seconds of gratitude. I am so grateful for my health. I've recently been under the weather and I am feeling much better. So I am so grateful for my health. I am so grateful for being able to get my body into the shape that I want. I'm grateful for that, being able to take care of myself. I'm grateful for the ability to take a vacation because vacations do wonders for your mental health and they are an act of self-care. And I am so grateful to be able to do that because I was not always able to do so. I am also grateful for my family. I am grateful for whole, healthy foods. I am grateful for peace. Now, that may have been more than 30 seconds, but that's okay. Because you know what I always say, you can never be grateful enough. And when you are living in a space of gratitude, it is impossible to live in negativity as well. The two simply cannot coexist. Now let's get started. All right. So when you go on vacation, you expect to come back with happy memories and maybe a souvenir t-shirt or a cute little keychain or a pen to commemorate your trip. But unfortunately, something less pleasant may follow you home as well. That is unwanted weight gain. Now, more than 60% of adults report putting on weight during vacations, according to a survey done by the University of Georgia. And the average increase was almost 1 pound. That might not sound like much, but the effects are cumulative. Most adults fail to lose that weight after vacation and oftentimes put on even more after the fact. So you'll need to multiply that 1 pound by each year of your working life. It's easy to see how that will eventually cause you some health troubles. While there are many temptations on vacation, delicious foods you have never tried before, and maybe even a little wine or some mixed drinks, if that's what you're into, there are also many ways of dealing with these temptations. So hopefully this episode is going to give you some tips and strategies to help you learn how to return home just as slim and fine as when you started and went on vacation, right? Because I know I got to come back home fine, y'all. All right, let's get into it. So, number one, carry some snacks, right? Most airport food is fattening and expensive. Like, I'll never forget my family and I went on vacation in December of last year. And when I tell you that food was expensive, it was very expensive. Like, I don't even want to discuss it because there are 6 of us. So you do the math. It added up very quickly. And we had a layover. And so, we had to eat. But it's very expensive and it was definitely fattening. Okay. So you could try by bringing your own treats, which I was out of, buying nuts and protein bars and fruit. And not only are these delicious and good for you, but they give you sustainable energy, especially if you have long layovers or long drives if you're doing a road trip. And so for long flights, you can even check with the airline's website to see if you can order a special meal that fits into your current dietary restrictions, or whether you're trying to reduce your salt, your sugar, whatever wellness plan that you have in place for yourself, or you may have connected with a coach or a trainer and they have you with a healthy eating meal plan. There may be some options there available on the train. If you're traveling by train, when you travel by car, you can make pit stops at places that have those healthier options. You can also do that with flights as well as even on cruise ships. So places are becoming a little more aware and conscious that more of their patrons are looking for more health conscious foods. And so they are making these options available. So all you got to do is just look. Number 2, plan out your meals. I can't stress to you how important planning your meals out can be, especially on vacation, because it's so easy to just grab whatever because you're moving, you're shaking, you're trying to see things. But you can research your options online so that you can make healthier choices before you go. So maybe you might want to splurge on a few special dinners or maybe even a breakfast, and then spend the rest of your time at restaurants with lighter items on the menu. As I stated before, a lot of, restaurants are taking this into account, that people are becoming more health conscious and they are needing those options and they're wanting to make those options available to make them a, competitor for your business, right? You can also check for your local grocery stores as well. So you can buy your supplies and prepare some meals yourself, which helps to avoid a lot of that added salt and sugar that you're going to encounter when you go to a restaurant, right? Number 3, watch your portions. This can be very, very difficult. It can be one of those things where you're on vacation and you're like, I paid for it and I'm going to eat it. Serving sizes at many restaurants are humongous, which contributes to our overall overeating. So if your dish is too much, don't feel the pressure to eat it anyway. Don't feel the pressure to clean your plate. You can always share your dish with your travel companions. Not only will that lessen the possibility of overeating, but that can also be really good for your budget, right? Take leftovers back to your room and put them in the fridge for breakfast the next morning. Depending on a meal, leftovers often taste better the next day. Like, yeah, I love some leftovers, okay? Number 4, scan the buffet. So if you are going to go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, scan it first. Before you just dive in, just walk around and take a look first to see what they have, right? And you'll probably consume less if you take a full tour of what they have before making your selections. It also helps to start with a small salad, whether it's a fruit salad or, lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, all of that in there, and a glass of water. You're going to feel less hungry. Therefore, you're going to put less on your plate. This is a strategy that I like to try at home as well. So before I get ready to eat a meal, I'll have a glass of water or some green tea before I eat. That way, I am not as hungry and my plate is not as full. So that is definitely a tip and a strategy that I think that will be useful for everybody. Now, dine in when you can. Prepare your own foods if possible. Check into a vacation rental with a kitchen, or look for hotels and motels that have microwaves and other appliances in the room. Now, they have a lot of hotels are now having these suites that have kitchenettes where you can prepare some meals. And I do this whenever I travel, and it saves me calories as well as money. And oftentimes I'm traveling with my family. And so we will like to eat in, and because we eat clean. And so oftentimes we can't get those clean meals when we're eating out, and your body pays for it. You definitely can feel the difference between the meals. So look for those types of things that, you can always use a travel agent to help you find just the right place that will have those specific types of amenities inside of it. Number 6, eat earlier. Like, I'm sure you've heard this before plenty of times. However, many studies have shown that consuming most of your calories earlier in your day can actually help you lose weight. So, enjoying hearty breakfasts and avoiding snacks after dinner time actually helps to balance that out. So, in one study, researchers found that eating later in the day actually made people hungrier during a 24-hour period as compared to eating the same meals earlier in the day. Late eating also burn calories at a slower rate and lead to fat tissue that stored more calories. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense because later in the day, you're less mobile, you're more sedentary. So your body cannot burn off those excess calories and that excess fat as it would during the day when you're up and about, whether you're at work or you're exercising or you're running errands, whatever it is that you're doing during the day, you're actually more physically active. So that is a really good tip. And if you're going to eat something a little late, try to make it something a little lighter, such as a salad or a wrap, things of that nature, kind of trying to avoid some of the bread and things like that, because that way your body can better digest those whole healthy foods and it will burn off. Even if it's burning off slower, it won't create those fatty tissue deposits. Okay. Number 7, drink in moderation. All right. Many adults enjoy more alcohol on vacation because your mood is high and you're having a great time, a glass of wine. And a glass of wine is about 100 calories. And that's if you drink, right? I don't drink. So, that's not my thing. But it's okay if it is yours. A pina colada is closer to 600 additional calories and contains more sugar than half a dozen donuts. That is outrageous. I've heard they're delicious though. But you want to be very mindful about that because I don't think that people understand how alcohol can contribute to that added sugar and that weight gain. So lighten up on the cocktails and drink a little more water to help you stay hydrated. But don't not enjoy your vacation though. If you want to have a glass of wine, go ahead and have a glass of wine. Just be mindful. Right? All right. So a few other strategies that you can utilize to help fight vacation weight gain. Stay active. So while you're taking a break from your usual workouts, find other ways to keep moving. Pick hotels or resorts that have fitness centers or go for a run in your local park. Also, most gym memberships have locations all over the world. So you can often utilize that same gym membership wherever you're traveling to. If it's too hot or if you're simply not an outdoors person, just use your gym memberships. Also take a walking tour or do your own sightseeing on foot. Now, this is a fun tip because this is how you get the most amazing photos from your vacation. And who doesn't want that? I remember a few years ago, my husband and my children and I went on a cruise. And I want to tell you, we walked so much. I want to say I was averaging 10,000 steps per day of that 7-day vacation. Okay. How I managed to gain weight anyway. Well, that's a whole nother story. I'm not telling you all of that, but we did a lot of walking and we took a lot of amazing photographs and did some sightseeing tours. So it definitely helped us to keep active. And I will say this, even though I gained weight and brought some weight back with me from that cruise, I'm pretty certain that had I not been getting 10,000 steps a day, it would have been far more weight gain than what I actually came back with. All right. Number 2, get good sleep. This can be hard when you're on vacation because you want to sightsee, you want to go places, you want to do things, and you might be staying up later than you normally would. But keep in mind that too many late nights can disrupt your hormone levels and can trigger weight gain. So stick to your bedtime as closely as you can and wake up as early as you can, as much as possible. And if you can sneak in a nap in there somewhere, I know me, I have to get those naps in because all that walking, listen, y'all, I was exhausted. Because insufficient sleep is associated with higher levels of the hormone ghrelin, which increases appetite, and lowers the levels of the hormone leptin, which leads to feeling less full. And this sets people up for weight gain. So that's one of the reasons why getting proper sleep is so important to helping you reach your wellness goals. Next up, share your support and receive support. So if you're traveling with family and friends, they may want to help you join in staying healthy and fit. Encourage each other to eat healthy and to stay active before, during, and after your vacation. You can all cheer one another on, and it is a proven fact that when you work out with others, you are more likely to feel motivated, and you are more likely to work harder to achieve your goals, which leads in turn to better results. I can't tell you how my results do so much better when I work out with my husband as opposed to working out by myself, because sometimes we need that extra push, and sometimes we need somebody to be like, come on now, let's go. So you really can sometimes use that kick in the pants and that extra help and that extra motivation. All right. Next thing is weigh in, but don't obsess about it, right? So it's natural for your weight to fluctuate by 5 pounds or more over the course of a week, just naturally, without a vacation. So using the scale during a brief vacation may not be very informative. On the other hand, it is helpful to know your weight before you go on vacation and after you return, because it actually helps you to know where you are and helps you to set those new attainable wellness goals, right? So you can get with your coach or you get with your trainer if you have one and set those new goals after vacation if you put on a little more weight and you're not feeling as healthy as you may want to after a vacation. And finally, be flexible, right? Give yourself some grace. This is a vacation after all. You are supposed to be having a wonderful time. So don't be too strict with yourself. You might miss the chance to relax and have fun if you get too caught up in these little details about, oh my gosh, gaining weight and am I getting enough of this? Am I getting enough of that? Find the balance that works for you. Everyone is different. So everyone's balance is going to be different. What may work for me may not work for you, and vice versa. But whatever you do, keep using those vacation days. They're essential for your mental health. And with a little planning and self-awareness, you can enjoy your time off without expanding your waistline. Thanks for listening, family. If you enjoyed this episode and you'd like to help support the podcast, share it on social media or leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. You can find all the details and links discussed in this episode in the show notes and catch all the latest from the show. You can follow the website at www.themelaninwellnesspodcast.com and join the mailing list so that you can stay up to date with all new episodes and current happenings with the show. Thanks again for listening, and I will see you next time, family. Take care.